Hi everyone, Josh with Talk About Trek back again, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. The time has come again when I must dust the old collection. And as you can see, the Spock shelf is empty, which means it's time to show it to you all. So I've surrounded myself here with Spocks, and in no particular order, but definitely saving the best for last, and starting with some of my favorite Playmates toys. Let's go through the Spock collection and see what you guys think. So we will start, of course, with our 3 boxed Star Trek Playmates Spocks. So here we have your classic Spock from the motion picture. Actually, let's switch over to the overhead view for a better look here. So your Commander Spock in your motion picture uniform. Again, Playmates always doing a bang up job with their figures there. Right after that, we have our Spock in civilian attire, complete with his hat to cover his ears. Look at that. And this one comes with a whole bunch of fun accessories too. So again, a really nice job by Playmates. Look at that, Mr. Spock. So that was from the City on the Edge of Forever episode. Again, just a fantastically. And I want another one that I can open, because man, these are so good. So now, the third and final box Spock I have to show you today is our Mirror Universe Spock. So you can tell by the lovely goatee. So again, man, just another great job. 3 awesome, unique figures that I wish I could open up and look closer at. But we do have some that are open that we can have a closer look at. So let's start with the first one that Playmates ever put out. So this is your Next Generation Spock, which is how I met Spock, because that was my first series. So here's your Ambassador Spock, as he appeared in Unification Parts 1 and 2. With this nice little warm gray sweater there. So then Playmates also put out a couple of collections, and with those collections they had your regular Spock here. And they did a great job with the Live Long and Prosper. And then of course we've got the dress uniform Spock, which came in another box set with, I think, captains and first officers. So again, just look at the variety you can have with all these wonderful Spock toys. And last but certainly not least, EV suit Spock. And my son said, why is he up there? That's not Spock. No, I will assure you that is most definitely Spock, as you can see. Again, the EV suit, very awesome. Good attention to detail again. Playmates just knocks it out of the park every time. Now, as you guys know, there's going to be new Star Trek Playmates coming out soon, actually, in July. So just a couple of months away from now. And part of that was the Wrath of Khan, Kirk and Spock. So looking forward to that. Definitely going to add that to the Spock collection. So there are our 4 unboxed Playmates. And then with the 3 boxed ones, I think that means I have just about the whole Playmate Spock collection, actually. There's maybe 1 or 2 out there I don't have. I think there's like a cage variant, which will probably be cool to search for. So, you know, it's always fun to have things to look for down the road, which is always good. So, after that, let's move on to some different Playmates. And I have just a couple of these to show you here. And it'd be a good to move right into this Spock. Check that out. So here you got your larger 9-inch Playmates figures, the superposable, dressable ones. So we have him, and then we have the kind of regular uniform Spock with the nice purple sash there. So 2 very excellent toys, which have stayed in pretty good condition all this time. Very cool. And again, Playmates just always seems to pay attention to detail, and I'm hoping they keep that up with the new line that's coming forward. So now that we've looked at all our Playmates Spocks, what could be next? How many other Spocks could there be? Man, there's a pile of Spocks here in front of me. But before we get into that, let's look at some Spock Glassware. So here, as you can see, I think this is like a Burger King one, is our Zachary Quinto Spock. But we do have our Ambassador Spock on the back from the Star Trek 2009 movie. But that glass does not hold a candle to this awesome glass, which features good Spock and evil Spock. Evil Spock wasn't even really that evil, but man, what a cool glass. We also have a mug, which has seen a little battle damage, but makes a fine piece for the collection there. And then the most recent pickup we've had is this cool one that we found just recently. Nice little dress uniform Spock there. Live long and prosper, everybody. So 4 cups, they're just pieces of the collection before we jump back into all the goodness of the toys. So just going to line them up here, and again, we're going to kind of save the very best for last. But some of these are getting a little bit smaller. Let's switch to the overhead cam here. So let's dive back in with an array of small Spocks. So first we have this Burger King Quinto Spock. We have this Spock, which I don't think is old, just kind of one of those newer little toys that they released. Of course, we do have our share of Spock Christmas ornaments. That's kind of a cool one, a more recent one. And then here, of course, Spock working hard at his station. Another excellent ornament. Makes it onto the tree every year. Hey, there he goes. Now, we also have, here we go, this guy here. Get him up there. And I would say the last for this display will be Cupcake Spock. We even have Spock in Cupcake version. So there's another array of some ornaments, some littler figures. Not the coolest stuff, but if it's Spock, it's always going to be cool anyway. Now, we're really going to move in to some interesting stuff. So, do you want to build a Spock? Because you can do that. So this was I believe, a Brickheads Spock. So if you ever want to build a Spock, you can find one through Brickheads. He's missing an ear, but that's okay. So we do have Brickheads Spock. And then, of course, there were some other Spocks that were released. You have your Mega Blocks, the not Lego version that unfortunately has the license for Star Trek. Oh, if only Lego would. But they did release this nice little shuttlecraft with this Spock. Remember from the, I think from one of the newer movies, he's in the volcano and he successfully saves the planet. And that's his little volcano suit. So I'll say that's volcano suit Spock there. Now, we are getting into some of the real interesting stuff. So, this I think I picked up at the Star Trek museum exhibit that we went to in the Henry Ford Museum not long ago. So this is your Spock finger puppet. So if you want to have a finger puppet Spock, you can have a finger puppet Spock. And it's very well done, and it actually has a magnet on the back of its head too, and he spends most of his time living on my refrigerator. Where to go from there? So we do have a very tiny mirror Spock, which I think was also one of those knockoff Lego kind of things. This tiny little cute Spock, which we found at a convention in one of those little dollar boxes, which I'm not sure where it came from, but gotta like that. And of course we have our Mini-Mates Spock here. His hand is unfortunately upside down, but now is right side up. Look at that. And the Mini-Mates are excellent. I always like these. Really cool toys. Here's another tiny Spock that came with one of the new toys that came out with the movie. And then just a few Spock odds and ends. This is kind of a cool thing, a logic magnet. Spock card 1 from Dave & Buster's. And a Spock bookmark. Now this Spock you see here is actually a card. So someday one lucky person is going to get a Spock card in the mail from me. And it's going to be their lucky day, I suppose. So this leaves us now down to the final kind of big sets here. So we're going to switch back because we're going to be looking at stuff that's not quite tiny anymore. So let's kind of begin the final Spock countdown with this very nice and very soft Plushie Spock. So now, not to be outdone, we have the old school Knickerbocker Plushie Poseable Spock. Now he's got the Velcro on his hands, so you can pose him, you know. And this one is really cool. This is probably one of the older Spocks that I have. Still in decent shape, a little wear and tear on the badge there, but all in all, check him out. I mean, come on. How can you not love that? So, a couple of Spocks you can squeeze, if that's what you're into. Here we have the motion picture Spock after he's done his colonar, before he gets a haircut, of course. But just a nice little kind of pewter model there. Oh, we're getting down to the final good stuff here, guys. Okay, so nice statue. Mirror Universe Spock there. And I think this came as a set with Kirk. And maybe we'll be looking at the Kirk shelf next. Who knows? But this, very cool and very detailed. So, now we are down to the final 6, I believe, here. So here is one of the, I think one of my older ones. This will come into focus. But this is just one that kind of doesn't move or anything, just sits on the stand. I don't know much about it, but I've always liked it. It looks like it's an older one. Of course, we have the Kawaii Spock. Another cute little recently released one. But fun nonetheless. Another Spock that was part of a set. Here's the Spock that was part of the... came with Kirk when they were battling with those long bladed weapons. And he cuts Kirk open. But if you know, tell me in the comments below. But we have this Spock. But now we're down to what I would say... Oh, and we have even a bonus as well. The top 5 of my favorite Spock items here. So, one thing I always thought was kind of funny is that I have this little thing, which came out of a book, and you could, I think, do most of the characters like this, and just cut them out and put them there. And I think the book actually included some kind of game or something. So this was something from like the 70s or 80s, but little cutout cardboard Mr. Spock there. Ooh, where do we go from here? Let's start with this guy. So this also, I believe, is fairly old. And included this metal stand here as well with it. But just kind of a really cool vintage Spock. Does have some articulation in the arms. And you can see that, look at the hand even, is the, he's making the gesture, even though you can't really make him do it. But nevertheless, one of my favorite Spocks for sure. Okay, so, from here, we have some very, very, very unique items. Now this, we found on vacation at some antique store somewhere, which is our Mr. Spock Halloween mask. Look at this thing. And this thing looks like it's ready to fall apart if you just touch it wrong. Live long and prosper. Look at that. So that I have to be very careful with. You can see we got the wire in the back there holding it on. But your classic, maybe from the 60s or early 70s, Mr. Spock Halloween mask. And it's a really well done thing, to be honest. Look at that. So Mr. Spock Halloween mask. Now we're down to the final 2 here, everyone. I guess we'll go with the oldest here first, which of course, which you might have guessed, and let's go over to Toy Cam for this too, just to get a closer look, is our Mezco Spock. And this is it's definitely a beat up one. Look at the condition, the color has been taking some damage there. The clothes are a little beat up. But picked this up, I think, in a set with the bridge on vacation at like a really cool flea market, and it was a fun, cool deal, and it remains a cool story to this day. So this Spock is kind of close to my heart. Mezco Spock, even though he's a little beat up, I love him. But my favorite Spock that I probably ever got, and is probably, honestly, just the best toy that I've ever gotten in my life, would be this Mezco Spock. So the Mezco Spock looks like this. And it is a really, really, I'm going to try to see if I can get you a good close look here. Because the detail on this thing, come on Spock, okay, we're going to try the Toy Cam. The detail on this toy is phenomenal. It did come with 4 other hands, so you could interchange the hands, and of course, look at the detail on the inside here. Oh my god, this is such a fun toy. This is so good. We got this at a convention, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But out of all my Spock toys, this one, without a doubt, is my favorite. So, let's see if we can give you guys a closer look here. Oh yeah, there we go. So look at the attention to detail on this figure. And here, let's have a look under the jacket, because man, look at the belts and the little pieces on the belts and the insignia. Ooh, it's just so good. Just so well done. So, Mezcal Spock, my number 1 Spock. I know there's got to be a lot more Spocks out there. I'm sure that there are. But those are my Spocks. And man, there's a lot of Spocks. Jeez. So now I have to finish dusting off all these Spocks, get them back up there, and then move on to the next shelf. And of course, we are right in the middle of a very exciting next generation novel, which hopefully we'll be able to talk to everyone about soon. But it was fun taking a journey through this world of Spocks. So if anyone else knows about any cool rare Spock toys, let me know. But again, Mezco Spock, Mezco Spock, Spock Mask, just top tier stuff. So love Spock, and come to think of it, there will probably be a new Strange New World Spock toy coming out too. So you'll be able to have your Spock in Leonard Nimoy, have your Quinto Spock, have all your Spocks, Ethan Peck Spock. So what a world to live in. What a wide world of Spocks. So I'm happy, and I hope you guys enjoyed this look at all these wonderful Spock toys and things. As always, everybody, live long and prosper, and we'll see you next time. Bye.